Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Wedding to Messages. I'm Angel. In this video we're going to take a look at the full moon in Capricorn set for the 10th of July 2025. First we'll take a look at the astrological aspects of this full moon, and then we're going to take a look at how it influences each single zodiac sign. We'll also get an oracle card as well as a little message to add on to it. Everything is timestamped below in the description box so you can conveniently and very quickly consult your other placements for a more complete reading. Okay guys, let's start because this is a really important full moon. Now, it's going to be, as I said, on the 10th of July, which means that its influence is going to be felt a couple of days before and also a couple of days later. But it reaches its peak, its apex, right on the 10th. Now, the full moon in Capricorn is also called very commonly the buck moon because the antlers of the male deer, the bucks, are in full grown mode at this time. And basically, they shed them because they're a little heavy. They shed them. It's a normal process. And then they regrow them each year. And each year they grow bigger and bigger and also more impressive. There are also alternative names such as the salmon moon, the thunder moon, or the halfway moon, referring to, for example, the stormy weather that can arise all of a sudden. Let's see. The full moon in Capricorn is all about practical closure and recognition for hard work. Because it's one thing to close off a cycle. It's another thing to get recognition for it. And now, usually, if you are a Capricorn, you know that you're a hard worker. So as soon as you finish one project, you open up another one and you keep going. However, what is important here is, yes, to have a closure on a project, but also get recognized for that work, okay? Because there's always something that we need to learn and to do. Now, let's take a look at the 10th, all the influences that are around it, because the full moon in Capricorn is a little capricious, let's say. It's easy to get irritated and moody, okay? You're going to find that you may feel it or the people around you may feel it on the 10th. It's very easy to have disputes with someone, okay? You're going to find it difficult to find peace that day, the 10th, okay? You're going to feel confused because you're not able to focus. Should I be deciding with my head or with my heart? Should I be feeling it or should I just be more practical? You're going to find that it's going to start early in the morning. When you open up your closet and you say, what should I wear? Okay. So if someone approaches you to help you out and say, oh, well, why don't you wear this? You just might turn around and not answer nicely, let's say, or vice versa. Okay. It's going to be one of those days where it would be best to spend some time alone. In fact, on that same day, the moon in Capricorn is going to trine with Mars, which is going to be in Virgo. And now we all know that Mars is the god of war. Okay. When this happens, let's take a look at this aspect. Mars trining with Virgo, Mars and Virgo trining with the moon gives you a really strong willpower, courage. You're very resourceful, but you feel very active and you love the truth. On this day, it's like you want the truth. You love it. That's what you need. And you need openness. You need people to tell you the truth. Okay. Some of you will actually want to just change location. It's like saying, that's it. Okay, move to a new house, or maybe say, let's get rid of this furniture. So don't find it unusual if you live with someone and they're like, no, let's move all of this stuff, okay? And they'll rearrange the house. It could be this, or it could be simply a couple of pictures, some chairs that may move around the table, a room may be turned upside down. It'll happen, okay? It's actually a great day for self-improvement, okay? Exercising, taking better care of yourself, eating something very nutritious. So what does this mean? That there's a lot of action here in each individual. We're going to have this really strong willpower, okay? But when it trines with Capricorn, and the full moon in Capricorn means irritation, meaning I can't find something to wear, that doesn't look good on me, etc. I don't know what to do. And you mix it with a lot of energy, that's when we're going to get our clashes, okay? So it's a really good day, the 10th of July, to spend time by yourself, with yourself. Take this energy and channel it towards yourself, okay? And now around this here, around the full moon, the entire month is going to help us out because we're just going to have a peak of irritation on the 10th of July because of the full moon. Around this, however, we're going to have Neptune, Saturn, Mercury, and Chiron that are going to go retrograde, okay? So it's going to bring like a slowing down in our life in general in the month of July. However, around the 11th, expect this burst of energy, okay? Basically, we're invited to look at the past and consider things before moving forward, okay? There's going to be a change of momentum because the full moon in Capricorn says, hey, guys, let's get serious, because Capricorn is a very serious figure, okay? They love to have fun. They love to go out, etc. Yes, but basically inside the Capricorn is a very grounded energy, okay? So it's telling us, hey, it's time to focus your goals and your ambitions, okay? So if you've been slacking off lately, thinking, hey, nothing's going to happen, this moon is going to push you to get that motivation and get moving. That's why you're going to get this burst of energy, and you're not going to want anyone around you, okay? So basically it says, don't just keep your eyes on the prize, go after it, get up and get moving, okay? The full moon in Capricorn is going to bring sudden awareness into your life, especially the areas that need a little bit of balance, that need a little bit of attention, okay? It's going to call for hard work, for discipline, and for responsibility, yes, because that is Capricorn influencing us, okay? It's going to encourage us to get our lives in order. Capricorn is also a very fatherly figure, the energy of the father responsible, taking care of everyone, okay? So basically, it's going to push us to take care of our responsibilities, of our business, act maturely, take charge, be solid, be practical. Does this sound like a fatherly words, fatherly figure? Because that's what we're going to be feeling, okay? We may be faced also with some hard decisions, okay? Those may come up. So try to stay focused on the practical side of things, okay? Don't let it go too much to your head or to your heart. Just think very practical and rational, which will help you. Now, the full moon, in general, all full moons are moments of highly emotional moments, let's just say. And things start to come to surface, okay? And then you start saying, oh my gosh, this is getting complicated. But Capricorn is very rational. And the Capricorn full moon asks you to simplify things. Try to see them in black or white. Okay? Black and white. Very simple. Put them all together. But leave out the colors. Okay? This way, you can simplify things and see them more clearly. Okay? Now, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which means that it's going to influence not only Capricorns, but everyone else as well, because we're going to have the full moon in Capricorn. And this is really, we know that the moon influences us a lot. Saturn is going to be going retrograde on the 13th, just 3 days later, okay? And it's going to stay there until the 20th of November. So we're going to feel, like I said, this is going to last a couple of days afterwards, a couple of days before the full moon and a couple of days afterwards. You might feel those Saturnian lessons that are going to challenge you, okay? So if this happens, just keep in mind, Saturn is the Lord of karma. So it brings lessons that can be hard, but it also brings you karmic rewards. It's karma, okay? You get what you deserve. So if you've been slacking off, oh, karma's, it's going to give you a less. Saturn's going to say, hey, you've been slacking off. That's not good. If you've done the work, etc., okay, good. You're going to get your rewards. Because if you remember back, we had a new moon in Capricorn. 6 months have gone by. Saturn's going to say, okay, so who gets the prize and who doesn't? So our full moons are connected to our new moon. So when we do the new moon readings and we're told you have to do this, this is a good idea, start doing that, etc., it's because sooner or later we're going to get to its full moon. Okay, and then that full moon is going to say, okay, now what shall we do with what you were asked to do? Okay, basically that's sort of how it is. It's sort of like being in school. If you've done your homework, okay, you get the prize. If not, in the corners, kind of. Okay, emotionally, to understand this full moon, we need to understand this polarity between Cancer and Capricorn, because it's happening on the 10th of July, which is Capricorn, which is Cancer season. Okay, so basically, this polarity, this combination of the full moon in Capricorn in Cancer season, it's about the balance between our private life, represented by Cancer, versus our public life, represented by Capricorn, okay? So anything that is attached to love is ruled by Cancer. Our achievements, rewards, and punishments, etc., ruled by Capricorn, You getting the picture now? Okay. So in some ways, this polarity deals with the balance between also, if we want to extend it, unconditional love and conditional love, right? While Cancer may be content to be dependent, Capricorn says, no, I'm going to grow up and be responsible, okay? I want unconditional love. While Cancer may say, okay, well, I'll take the conditional love. Capricorn's going to challenge you now, okay? We can also see it, this combination, as representing the origin, the roots, okay? Cancer, when you start off, and then Capricorn, because Capricorn says, let's get bigger, right? Let's grow up, representing the golden direction, saying, hey, I've learned conditional love. I've experienced it before. Now I've learned my lesson, and I'm going to go towards unconditional love. I'm developing, okay? So you kind of needed conditional love to understand and appreciate unconditional love. It's out there. You deserve it. Neglecting these two axes, like what either extremity of the axis, Capricorn or Cancer, means that it could backfire on you. We're unbalancing things, okay? So the solution would be a good balance between these two energies. The full moon, this full moon, in fact, is about balancing your commitment to career and to your family life, love life, okay? Now, this full moon can also be seen as, let's say, a mountain under your feet. Everything that you've done, everything that you've lived, you've how can I say this? You've reached the peak of the mountain, okay? All your efforts, there you are at the top of the mountain. So ask yourself, well, Capricorn full moon is going to ask you, and you have to answer, what have you built in the last 6 months? That is, since we had the new moon in Capricorn, because I asked you to do some things. So I'm the new moon in Capricorn, and I'm asking you to do these things because it's good for you. Here I am now as the full moon. So what have you done in the last 6 months? Have you built something? Remember, Capricorn is a fatherly figure. They're going to ask you. So let's see what you've done. Okay. Have you shown up for yourself? Have you been overly self-critical? Or have you quietly crushed it? Okay. At the same time, the full moon wants to remind you that yes, discipline is divine because that is the essence of it, but so is celebration, okay? Remember that you're not a robot. You're not here to simply work, okay? It is fundamental. It's the influence of Capricorn. But what Capricorns forget and what we should all remember, because we're looking at both aspects, positive and negative, is that you are a human being. You're alive, you're growing, and you're developing, and you're learning. So what counts is that we continue to learn and become better, more elevated, let's say. The fact that you are working hard and going from one project to another, that's great. You're showing up as best as you can for yourself. That's resilience, and that's enough. You don't have to overexert yourself, so we shouldn't actually exaggerate, okay? Celebrate yourself, reward yourself, take a look at what happened, what you did in the past, and celebrate it. Okay, guys, now let's take a look at each zodiac sign, how it's being influenced, and we're going to get a message from the oracle decks as well. Okay, let's start off with Capricorn, as we always do. Now, Capricorn, this full moon in your sign is basically, you're in the spotlight, right? Because it's your full moon. Okay, now, something really important that you have been working on is going to reach a climax. Okay, as we were saying, let yourself be celebrated. Celebrate it. Enjoy it. Instead of rushing to the next mountain, okay, without saying, hey, I've already reached one mountain peak, I'm going to put my flag on it. Don't go running to do another mountain. Savor it. Savor it. You've earned this moment of conquest. So pause, take a breath, and receive the universe's applause for the work well done. Okay? You've earned it. Okay? So remember that you're not the same person that you were 6 months ago. And that's the point. You should see the difference in yourself and celebrate it. Okay, Capricorn, let's get an oracle card, one more shuffle, and we'll take it from the bottom. Your dreams are never farther than you can reach. Yeah, see, you don't have to overexert yourself and do too much. They're there. Your dreams are in reach, right? So enjoy them. Enjoy the little ones as well. Aquarius, this full moon is going to... good. This one came out quite quickly. This full moon is going to bring something to a close behind the scenes, okay? So your subconscious is going to be speaking really, really loud to you this week, okay? Either right before the full moon or right after, you're going to get a message. You're going to see it either through a dream, through signs, or simply it just hits you. Awareness, okay? Let yourself retreat a bit, okay? You're not escaping it. You're just integrating things because there's a part of your past that you may be asking to be released. Let it go. Say thank you for whatever your role was in that story and let the close happen. Take peace over it and make peace over the nostalgia. Let's just put it this way. Okay, let's see. Perspective is a matter of where you stand. There you go. Yeah, see, choose peace over nostalgia. Okay, just let it go. Okay, you're just going to be seeing it. Doesn't mean that you're abandoning it. You just said thank you for the experience and you went on, right? Okay, Pisces. Okay, Pisces, this full moon is going to bring a climax in your friendship, in your community life. There's a connection that you once really relied on. It might just evolve. Keep it in mind. The full moon is going to remind you that people reflect your values. So if your circle of friends is a little off, it's okay. You can just remove someone. Not a problem, right? Your message from the Oracle deck. Big dreams are built by those who do the work. This is a really nice one. Cute. Okay, let's see if I can get Aries into the picture. Is it visible? Yes. Okay, just move these aside so that everyone can see well. Aries, this full moon is going to bring something that you've been waiting for a long time professionally, a recognition. Okay, here it is. So if you've been feeling underappreciated, the spotlight might just find you. You're finally going to get that recognition, that praise. Things will align, okay? Something that you started 6 months ago, basically with the new moon in Capricorn, could be reaching a climax. Maybe something might change. There's a point that you're reaching it's gonna be like a pivot. You're gonna change, okay? Don't be afraid of it. And don't be afraid to go in a completely different direction because you have Uranus that's guiding you to, let's say, liberate your definition of success, because you might just find that success is somewhere else in another manner, okay? But it is success, so don't worry about it. Let's see, your message. You are a beacon for others to follow, so don't hide the bright light you are. Yeah, okay? You're also an example to follow at this point because, in fact, this is success. And if you change and go with the flow, others will understand that that's what they should be doing as well. You're a beacon for them. Okay, Taurus. Wow, that was fast. This new moon for you shines in your sector of exploration. It's a great time to expand your world and just go out there and find new things. Now, you may be closing out a chapter regarding travel, education, publishing something that you write, for example, if you're a writer. Basically, closing that chapter is good because it has a lesson in there for you. You're going to learn something and grow. So if there's something that you believed in for a long time and suddenly it feels old, okay, no problem. Trust the change because this full moon is going to bring it in, okay? You've got the wisdom and you know that you don't have to stay loyal to an old version of yourself simply because it helped you to survive in the past. That was what you needed. In the future, you're going to need another version of yourself. And your message is, what you find may not be what you expect, but what you truly need. See? The old version of yourself was useful in the past. You're going to need a new one. It's what you really need. So don't worry about the change. Okay, Gemini. You, this full moon is going to illuminate. I'm getting to the end of the video. It's going to illuminate your sector of intimacy, secrets, and transformation. Now, there's something really deep inside of you that wants to be acknowledged. Whether it's in ending a relationship, the beginning of some sort of emotional transparency because you want to be more open, or maybe some sort of financial truth, okay, that you need to admit. Okay, something's going to happen there. Anyhow, this energy of Capricorn is going to remind you that maturity, because it wants you to mature, means to be vulnerable. Do not be afraid of the vulnerability. Your message, your oracle message is, you are never lost, but only forging a path to new worlds. Okay, in fact, here we go. We were saying maturity leads to vulnerability. It's something maybe that's new for you, but you don't have to worry about it. It's the right direction. Cancer. Okay, Cancer, this full moon is going to light up your partnership sector. Okay, and it's going to bring clarity to a really, really close relationship. The connection that you've been deepening since the Capricorn new moon 6 months ago could reach a really good level of maturity, okay? Or it might close. Either way, it's gonna give you the answer at this point, okay? Either way, the moon is saying take accountability. You're showing up with reciprocities or with boundaries, okay? Are you receiving the love you give so easily or not? Because you should. Okay, so you may be more emotional than usual, but that's obviously not a weakness. It's simply an awareness. And your card is, to rise, you must let go of fear. Yeah, okay. Remember, fear is a nasty cage. So simply admit to what it is. Have you been giving out too much love and not getting it back? Leo. Okay, Leo's full moon is going to bring a more grounded tone to you, Leo. And it's going to help you reflect on your wellness, your health, and your work rituals, okay? So you might just realize that you've been overworking, or you might just get a praise for a job that you've been quietly doing, okay? Something's going to happen there, but you should reflect on staying well, eating well, okay? In any case, this moon is going to push you to balance what you do, your job, with rest, because you need it, okay? So listen to your body and do not ignore the signs. And for Leo, bottom card. Everyone you meet is another part of you that wants to be loved. Oh, this is adorable. Okay, I'm going to have to borrow Virgo from over here now. Virgo, this full moon in Capricorn is going to bring really powerful creative closure. So something that you've been doing, a project, something, maybe a romantic relationship, or even part of who you are, your identity, is coming to an important turning point. So be seen, be praised, be vulnerable, because this new moon wants you to recognize the beauty that is inside of you, even in your messiness, because I know you're a perfectionist, but there's beauty in the messiness, okay? Joy does not have to be perfect. In fact, the more real it is, the more feeling it has. Your oracle message instead says, you are a magical being with the whole universe waiting to assist you. That was a beautiful message. Okay, Libra. Libra, this moon is going to activate your home of emotional roots, okay? So you may want, oh, you got two cards. You may want some sort of safety, a sense of safety, not just in your space, but in your soul, everywhere you want it, a little bit more, okay? Something from your past is going to resurface at the moment, and it's going to offer you an opportunity for closure, for forgiveness, or simply for integration, depending, right? This is a general reading. It's actually a very powerful time for you, Libra, because you can end, say, a lease, you're renting an apartment, something, and you say, that's it, it's finally time to close and move. You can clean your space, you can move towards something more aligned for you, whether literally or metaphorically, okay? You decide. Your messages, you got two flying out. Okay. Answers appear when you release the question. Good. And you're creating a you that you will be proud of. Beautiful. Okay. In fact, that's why it said release. Okay. You got two of them here. Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. This full moon is in your communication zone, and it's going to sharpen your inner voice. So that means that the conversations that happen, that you've delayed, they're going to come back to you, and they're going to face you, okay? So it's a great time to basically finish things off. Sign the deal, publish the book, say something that you've been holding back. Even if the story is kind of lingering towards the end, push it, close it off, because it's the perfect time to do so, okay? The reason why this is happening is because Capricorn is not an abrupt energy. It's a no fluff energy, okay? Remember, it's like the father figure, very rational. So whatever you say now could come from the most grounded, clarified version of yourself. That's why it should come out. It's authentic, okay? You don't need to raise your voice to be heard, by the way. You don't have to get upset. You just have to mean what you say. People will understand it. And your card says, there we go, intention, mean what you say, and action, launch all your dreams. Just said it. We just said it. Sag, last one for today. Okay, the new moon for you will activate your values and your money sector. And it's going to offer you a reality check. So it's going to say, where are your resources flowing? Is it aligned with what your soul is wanting? Okay. There's a financial opportunity for you. Or it could be a long-awaited payoff. And it's coming in. Okay. But it'll come with a reminder. How you earn your money, reflect. Think about it, because it'll reflect who you are. So use this full moon to affirm what you're worth. Raise your rates, because maybe you're not being paid enough. Ask for that promotion, or simply recognize that you have come farther than you've given yourself credit for. Okay. And this is a really important message. Capricorn, your oracle card says, you've had the power all along. There, see, it's a confirmation. You're not giving yourself credit for it, and you should. Raise your prices. You've had the power all along. Now you need to just believe it. Can this be any clearer, any more perfect? Okay, Sag? The Capricorn full moon is telling you you're worth more than you realize. So, okay, guys, I really hope this was enough and it helped. If not, we've got more videos on the way. In the meantime, thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking, sharing, and for subscribing. And I'll catch you on the next video. Bye-bye for now. From Angel.